Hello, hello. Saturday night, right, Miss Olga?
It is Saturday night.
Old guy is present and accounted for. Hope everybody has had a great week. It was an okay week. Nothing really much of significance happened, but you know that's okay. Sometimes it's nice just to be nice, quiet, average, not much going on week.
Yeah.
So, but as always, I hope you folks have had a good week. Tonight, the dessert is carrot cake, which was voted in for popular dessert, whatever. So, for a while, coconut cream pie was in the lead. In fact, it was in the lead for so long that both Mrs. Oldguy and I figured that it was going to be coconut cream pie, so we started kind of preparing for that. And I checked yesterday and saw that carrot cake had taken over the lead, so we kind of swapped gears. And we're going to make carrot cake for dessert. And stuffed meatballs. I'll get into that in a little bit, what I decided to do, what kind of meatballs I've decided to stuff. Got any folks in the room yet, Mrs.
Yeah, we
Olga?
got Ronald in the room.
Arnold?
And Ronald.
Ronald. Hey, Ronald. Good evening.
And Ralph.
Ralph. Hey, buddy. Hope you guys are doing good. As always, hope you guys had a good week. So, like I said, I'll talk about the the stuffed meatball that I kind of came up with, and we're going to see how well it even works. I don't know. We'll see. Needed a drink. All right. Well, I think I'm going to just get rocking on this carrot cake real quick. I got to peel and grate carrots. Imagine that. So, it was a good thing to make anyway, because we had these carrots
Yep.
in the fridge for a little while now. I mean, they're still good carrots. It's just that, you know, this is a good thing to use them for. So, let's see what else is going on. Okay, well, last Saturday, after we went and got the different quats, and if you weren't here last week, Mrs. Olguy and I found some
Come here,
lime quats and mandarin quats, and they're a cross between a kumquat and a mandarin, or a kumquat and a key lime. I got some of those, and I tried them for the first time on the stream. They were good. They were different than I expected they would be, but I really didn't know what to do with them. I thought I might use them for like some Asian food or something, but ended up making marmalade out of them, and I haven't tried them yet. And I thought that I would try them tonight. So, we'll see how good they are, or aren't.
Joshua's here.
Joshua! Hey man, good evening. Happy Saturday. I'm peeling carrots for carrot cake. I hope you had a good week. Drink. What was I just saying, Mrs. Olguy, about
Marmalade.
marmalades? Yes. So I made those fruits into the marmalade, and I will give them a try here a little bit later. The wheel, if you can see, kind of, has been filled up again, and we'll be spinning tonight for the one that's coming for a week from next Saturday. Will be this week's spin. All right. Get that peeled off, and you know, pretty laborious thing to make carrot cake. I mean, gosh, you got to actually peel the carrots.
Come here, Chumley. Come here.
I'm just about too old to hold this peeler anymore. Okay, that's getting a bit carried away. All right. Is there anybody that's watching that doesn't like carrot cake? One of my sons doesn't like carrot cake. Yeah, I like it just fine. Haven't made it too many times, but I do like it. One more. One more. All right. This reminds me of the time I was having fun. All right. I'm going to get these carrot peels in a bag taken care of, so both are out of my way.
You can put the other ends in it before you take it away. Huh?
I will. I will definitely do that. I just wanted to get these out of my way. At least for right this minute.
Come here.
Another little piece. So last week when we took the kids out, Chumley hurt his leg. And, yeah, he's been pretty limpy. We're just hoping that it's just a pulled or strained muscle. We'll see. If he's not getting better, by Tuesday or so, I'll probably take him into the vet and see what's what. But
Rob says he really likes the carrot cake, but without the walnuts on top.
yeah, I don't like it with walnuts either, or pecans or any other kind of nuts on it or in it. So I don't put them in. So we're seeing eye to eye on that one, Ralph. Absolutely. And I'm not. What I'm not gonna do is grate these with my little hand grater. I'm gonna run them through the food processor, so it'll be a little bit noisy for a minute, but it's all in the name of science or something. Woohoo!
Joey boy.
Carrots that have been grated.
Ralph says, poor Chum, hope he makes a speedy recovery.
Yeah, me too. Poor guy. I don't like seeing him limp around and whatnot. Where did I...
It's been a week and he is doing a little bit better, but
Yeah, he is. Not a whole lot better, but a little bit.
Ronald says, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, happy Saturday. So what's everybody doing for their dinner tonight? Or food? I guess lunch in your case, Ralph, maybe? I'm not sure what time of day it is, but I think it's around your noon time. Okay, I'm going to get on with this cake here. And just not mess around. Let's get her done. Half a cup of butter. And some sugar. Got a cup of regular sugar, and I'm going to put in a cup of brown. If I can get the bag open enough to get the cup in there. Alright. Carrot cake. It's been a while since I made carrot cake. In fact, I don't know, it was, a week ago maybe, it was National Carrot Cake Day. And I was like, oh, man, that actually sounds kind of good. And I thought for sure this local gas station, down the road would carry, carrot cake. I mean, they have everything else, muffins and donuts and other kinds of pastries and stuff. I just thought sure they'd have one of those packages of carrot cake. Nope. So it's like, okay, no carrot cake there. Maybe the local grocery store, they got a, little pastry area and stuff. Maybe they have some. So I went there and they do carry it, but they didn't have any. They had a bunch of banana ones. In fact, the guy said they keep sending me banana. So, I couldn't find carrot cake. It's like, well, I'm not gonna drive any further looking for a little piece of carrot cake. Oh well.
Natalie's here saying a quick hello.
Hello.
She's at work. Hope everyone has a good night.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for popping in, saying hi, taking time out from your break to, watch an old guy. So I appreciate that a lot.
And Ralph says just past 1 p.m. here, but don't normally have lunch. Maybe just a bowl of instant noodles.
Oh, okay. Well, there's lots of people here that eat a bowl of noodles for lunch. Yep. So you're having lunch, you had noodles, if that. What about the rest of y'all? Come on now, old guy wants to know. Oh, where are my manners? I am so sorry, Doug and Shar. Hi, folks. My brother and his lovely lady. I hope you guys are having a good night. I'm going to want to know what you had too. Let's cream this sugar in the flour, or sugar in the butter a little bit.
Greg's here. Hey ho.
Greg, good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I don't know if you participated in the dessert vote for this week, but carrot cake won. So that's what I'm making right now.
Natalie said thanks for stopping into her video the other night.
Oh, sure.
And
Welcome.
Steve Russell's here.
Steve Russell, good evening, sir.
How are you all?
We are doing good. And just to let you know, I'm making carrot cake. That is what was voted most on. Heck, until yesterday or so, we thought it was for sure going to be coconut cream pie because that was winning for most of the week. Then the carrot cake people came in.
Greg Wells says, good morning from Australia. It's 11 a.m. Sunday.
11 a.m. Sunday. And what do you have? I just got through asking what people are having for their meals. Like over here, of course, it's evening. In your case, I guess it would be lunch. So fill me in. What are you having for lunch today? Or dinner? In whatever case, wherever time zone you're at. Let's see here. Got to put in some oil.
Don't put in too much.
You put in enough, I'll sure tell you that. But I'll follow the, the stuff I wrote down. I mean, it is in my little cookbook here, so. I must have used it at one point or other. If it doesn't work, well, I guess it's operator headspace.
Greg's making some Wagyu burgers.
Nice. I like Wagyu beef. I like it, but I don't know that I think it's worth the extra money. I like it. I do like it. But then again, I can only say that I've actually tried the Wagyu burgers. I've not tried the Wagyu steak. And and I might one time if I, really want to, if I feel the need to splurge.
Greg says, more importantly, what's on the menu today, Tom?
Well, stuffed meatballs. And I thought about that for a while this week because, really, there are a bunch of different meats and a whole ton of different ways to stuff mincemeat into a ball, right? So I decided to make a beef stroganoff stuffed meatball. And I'm going to serve that with some freshly made pasta. And of course I'll make the basic sauce or gravy, depending on how you like to look at it, for stroganoff. And of course carrot cake for dessert. Woohoo!
Steve Russell said he's having pepper soup.
Pepper soup. That sounds interesting. What is pepper soup? So like soup made with like different bell peppers and stuff? Really seriously, I've not heard of that. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Greg says, OMG, and then blue Wagyu steak. Amazing. Wow, this can only be amazing.
This is good. Yeah, it should be a good dinner. I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's get this cake done with here. Closing in. Let's see here. Couple teaspoons of cinnamon. We're gonna put in just a little bit of nutmeg.
Steve Russell says yes, and I throw jalapenos in.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. That does sound good. Is there any kind of meat in it, or is it just a vegetable soup? A little salt there. Okay. Now the fun stuff, baking powder, and whatnot. But I'm going to do that. Right here. Calls for 2 cups of flour, so I'm just going to get that right now. Let's go here.
Steve Russell says you can add ground beef, but I usually don't.
Cool. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. For sometimes when I make like my green chili, I won't put meat in it. Just sometimes it's nice to not have it that way, and it keeps better a little longer without meat in it. So, okay, getting back to what I'm doing here. Baking soda, baking powder.
Travis is here.
Hey, Travis, good evening.
Have you made hummingbird cake before?
Hummingbird cake. No, I don't believe that is one that I don't think I've even heard of hummingbird cake. How many hummingbirds does it take? Okay. There's that fun stuff. If I missed anything, I don't think so.
Greg asked me to Tom's Missus, how do you like the monthly trim on Tom? Love it.
Say what again now?
Greg asked how I liked your trim.
And what did you say?
I said I love it.
Oh. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. Sometimes I'll grow it really long, and it's fine. Other times it'll get about where it was. It just itches like crazy, and I just give up on it. All right, let me get the flour mixed in here. I always hate that first second. Try and take it easy so you don't pop half the flour out of the bowl when you're trying to get it going. You know, you really need to get one of these that's got the little shield on it. That'd help.
Greg says the Borat voice is very nice.
Poor that voice. Alright, here we go. Almost got it. Alright. Almost there. This sifter, by the way, for those of you that maybe do not know, which should probably be most of you, this sifter was my mom's. So it's older than I am. Imagine that, huh? Wow, they had sifters back in them days.
Travis says, my brother's wife is pregnant again, and it will be his second baby.
Wow. Awesome. Congratulations to them.
Yep.
Absolutely. That is totally cool. All right. When I getting back to putting nuts in this, it's not just carrot cake. Any cake that, like another good example is banana nut. I do not make banana nut cake. I just make banana cake or banana bread.
Yep.
No nuts. They don't belong. I don't think. What the hell do I know?
Greg says you inspired him to do his, and as do you, I look 10 years younger.
Well, that only lasts for a couple of weeks. And then you start, well, don't just dump that in. Let's go ahead and measure it out and make sure that I just don't overdo it. Okay.
Greg says, it's amazing, Tom, you and good woman, you have inspired me to do better.
Well, thank you. I mean, I guess, learning from a bad example is, maybe a good way, I mean, you know exactly really what not to do. All right. Give that just a quick rinse out, and then I don't have to worry about dried, stuck-on carrots in my last cup. Okay. Last part of this. Get these carrots and whatnot mixed together, and I think we'll have a cake in the oven here in just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Greg just laughed at what he said.
Okay. Well, I know. It's the truth, though. Get this off of the paddle here. Off. That tastes good. It does. All right. Did you see that?
I did.
That was close.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't drop it.
Dang near slipped out of my hand. Can you see that at all?
Travis asked, do you like lobster or crab?
Yes, as a matter of fact, like them both. However, there are some ways that I don't like them, like crab. You see it sometimes at a buffet or whatever, and they have the crab legs on ice. I don't like it cold. I'd much rather have my crab served up, nice and hot. Have the butter there and whatnot, but I do like them. Absolutely.
Ralph says, I'm sure making this cake will be a piece of cake.
Well, it probably will be, at least at some point. And that's really, this cake is going to be a piece of cake at some point. And, just think what happens if you were to get ate by an animal. Then you really would be a... Never mind. All right. Let's mix these babies up. Get this cup out of the way. Looking good so far. Can you see the cake, Mrs. Old Guy? Can you see that at all?
Yep, you can.
All right. Going in, guys.
Greg says, please lick the spatula.
I did. I just did it with my back turned.
Steve said, sad the days of all-you-can-eat crab legs at Chinese restaurants are now 100% gone forever.
Yeah, there was a Chinese buffet in the town we used to live in. I don't know, it's been many years now, 10, 15 years, but they had all you could eat, buffet thing, and you could, crab legs was one of them.
Yep.
And that's where I really started not liking cold crab legs. It just, I'd never really had them up until then. I've always just ordered them, hot, not cold. So.
Travis says, you're a great chef. Keep up the awesome videos.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. I just, I'm not saying by any means that I know everything, and I will never say that. And most of this stuff, or a lot of the times, I'm just kind of shooting off the hip. So, thank you. I appreciate it. Sometimes I take a shot in the dark and it turns out good. Other times,
not so good.
Not so good.
Greg says, oh my God, I'm getting anxiety. Thank you.
Oh, well, don't do that. If you're going to get anything, get happy. I suppose I should get this pasta going here. As always, if I'm doing pasta, I'm going to make it. We do buy store-bought.
Yep.
I prefer to make it. It's really not that big of a problem to make it. It's super simple, so.
Eli says, got to work early, so got to catch a bit of the stream.
Hey, Eli! And that's got to be Brother Doug.
Yep. Hello.
What was for dinner?
How are you?
Another egg.
Yep.
Okay, let's get these pasta mixed up here.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And so, Eli, to catch you up,
Cool.
tonight is the stuffed meatballs, and I decided to make a beef stroganoff style stuffed meatball. So we'll be getting to that here in just a little bit, how I'm doing it and whatnot. But first of all, I want to get this
Yeah.
pasta dough mixed up. We got
Yeah.
a carrot cake that I just put together. It's in the oven for dessert.
Yeah, he don't care for them. So
I
it's
do
not
have
coming yeah, that's it.
the cream cheese to make the proper
Yeah.
cream cheese frosting, but I've
Okay,
also
you too.
got some homemade mascarpone
Bye.
left from a few days ago. I made some mascarpone to what was it for last weekend? Is that what I did that batch of mascarpone for?
Or you made it for, yeah.
But what did I use it for? What did I use
You
it
made
on?
some of it for cream horns, and you made,
No, that was dessert for us. That wasn't
What did
dessert
you
last
do?
Saturday.
you made,
Does anybody remember what last Saturday's dessert was?
let me think.
Well, at any rate, I'd made some mascarpone cheese and wanted needed something else to do with them other than what I did to start with. And it was something to do with last week. I don't remember what the dessert was now, but
Yeah, I don't either.
what I had more mascarpone cheese left, so I made it a filling for some cream horns.
Yes.
Oh man, they were good.
So Doug is out the steak, baked potato, and vegetable.
Nice. And what did you say? Something I wouldn't care for? Did I hear you say that?
Putting nuts in the cake.
Putting nuts in the cake. No nuts.
Scott's here.
He's nuts if he thinks. Hi, Scott. My brother's nuts if he thinks I'm going to put nuts in my cake.
Greg says, I wouldn't take you on in a duel.
Take me on in a
He
duel?
wouldn't take you on in a
No.
duel. No.
What kind of duel?
Probably a cooking duel.
Oh, I was going to say, man, I'm not, if you're looking for that kind of duel, I'll just say, yeah, you win. Okay.
Eli says it sounds amazing. Dinner.
It should be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to wait just a few here now. I got to cover up my pasta.
Ralph says, could you have a guest speakers ring in and put them on speaker?
I could. We'd have to move the phone a little bit closer to the microphone so that everybody could hear. But that is absolutely doable. Why do you want to call? You want to call in from New Zealand? That would be freaking great.
Yeah. Greg
Alright.
says, I voted for the Strogie. Can you blame me?
Nope. I can't blame you at all. All right.
Eli says, I got sideswiped on my way to work. Took my driver's side mirror off. Super Bowl is good financially for the city, but a lot of dumb, drunk people on the road.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you didn't get hurt, dude. Dang.
Yeah.
Man, that's not good.
Greg says, at 12 paces. Duel you.
Kitchen dueling at 12 paces.
Yeah, I don't know.
Start flipping like hard rolls, dried out hard rolls at each other. You gotta launch them with a spatula.
Emmanuel's here.
Manuel, how are you, sir? Or Miguel?
Emmanuel?
Oh, Emmanuel. Well, hey, good evening. Has he been in before? Have you been in before, Emmanuel?
I think last week, maybe.
Okay, well, if so, brain guy here, but
He hasn't been in too
welcome,
many
Saturday
times.
night. Tonight I am making stroganoff stuffed meatballs. Gonna get some fresh made pasta rolled out. I just got it together, got to sit for a little bit. Carrot cake for dessert, that's in the oven. And right now we're just kind of flapping the yap, wasting a little bit of time while at least the cake cooks some, and then I'll get started on the rest of dinner. But
Emmanuel said he's doing good.
awesome. What are you having for dinner, Emmanuel? And for those of you that have not yet chimed up, what are you guys having for dinner? Because the old guy really wants to know. I mean, my brother called in, and that's okay. He can do that. He's my brother. But and he had steak and baked potato.
Yep.
And I'm a little jealous of that. That sounds really good. Love steak and baked potatoes.
Eli said that Motel 6 went from 100 a night to over 300 a night for Super Bowl week.
Oh yeah.
A lot more people left on the street.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I guess it's the way it is.
Ralph says it would be a bit too costly for him to call, but if at all, it would have to be with a Skype credit.
Right, yeah. No, I was just joking you anyway. I didn't seriously think you would call. That's a fair distance to pay for, so yeah, no,
Emmanuel had a spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, spicy chicken sandwich. I love spicy. Was it one that you made? Spicy chicken sandwich? Or was it from like Wendy's or Burger King or where else does spicy chicken? KFC maybe? I think they have one.
Or probably
Popeyes. Yeah. Just curious. I like KFC okay, but I think I like Popeyes a little better. I don't know. I mean, they both have their positives, I guess.
Greg says he's doing some Wagyu beef hamburgers with a slice of beetroot and pineapple and a sunny side egg.
Oh, that sounds good. That does sound good. All right. I'm going to just get these veggies cut up anyway. So I got mushrooms and onions. Some of these.
Steve said that he can think of many, many things that he would rather do over watching the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Same here. I don't. It's been so long since I've watched sports that it just. I really don't have any interest in it at all anymore. It certainly doesn't change my life at all, whether any particular team wins or not. So,
Travis says, could you make homemade pizza or fried chicken from scratch?
of course. And guess what? Because you said that, guess what's happening? It's getting written down. And pizzas? Yeah, I think I know a little something about making pizzas. Well, full disclosure, I owned a pizzeria for a few years, so that's like going home to me. I love to make pizza. Okay. So some of these mushrooms are going to go for the filling on the burger, and some of them will be used in the sauce or gravy, depending how you like to look at it.
Eli says Popeye's chicken sandwich is a good value for the money.
It is. Not too long ago, well, I guess it's been a while back, when they had their spicy catfish sandwich. That was a good sandwich. I'm not a big fish sandwich fan, but those were good.
Yep. Scott says, I have never been a fan of chicken sandwiches. Just bread and chicken isn't my cup of tea. I need some sauce, some lettuce, and tomato and other fixins.
Yep. It's pretty much the same thing with me. I like them, but if they don't come with the lettuce and tomato and stuff, I ask them to put it on. Unless I'm doing a video and a review, in that case I'll eat it how they give it to me. But
Greg says, "Woohoo! Pizza live stream on the way."
all right.
And then he says, "How can you cut those mushies without eating them as you chop?"
It's easy. I don't like raw mushrooms. I like mushrooms okay, but I just don't like them raw. So, oh, that reminds me. I guys got a good little story for you guys. When I had my pizza place, and it was just a small mountain town, not many people. Pizza Hut decided to open a branch in town, so they were on the other end of town, and so I thought, well, had my, a couple of my guys working in a restaurant, and I thought, well, let's go check out Pizza Hut. So we went over there, and I saw one of my regular customers there with his family, and I didn't care. Just like anybody else, I wanted to check it out too. So he was sitting there waiting for his pizza, and I could tell that they were getting annoyed because it was taking a really long time. And finally, the server comes out with their pizza. He puts it on the table, and he just got this total look of like just exasperation, just like, ugh. There's supposed to be mushrooms on this pizza. And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." And she takes the pizza back, and she walks over to the salad bar and reaches in and grabbed a handful of cold, uncooked mushrooms and just sprinkled them on top of his pizza, using her hand, of course. He got up and left. Wasn't going to pay for it. Looked at me and kind of shook his head, and he says, "I should have never even bothered." It was funny. Yeah.
Eli says Hungry Bird's on his foodie bucket list.
Cool. Well, if you ever go to Hungry Bird and you're that close to Old Guy, you dang sure better let me know.
Greg says, "Oh my God, I'm hungry now. I love them raw mushrooms."
Yeah, I'm not that like them raw.
And Travis says, "So you still own the pizza place, or you sold it?"
It's gone. Sold. Poof.
Ralph said, "If you did a pizza stream, it would be interesting to have some more backstory of the pizza place you worked at. Could even include some old photos."
I'm not that savvy with this thing that I use to broadcast my live stream. So like showing a slideshow or something just probably isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I've got a ton of pictures, but
He said his mom makes good pizza.
So yeah, pizza's down, and right now this wheel is full, and there's not a pizza on there. However, after tonight's spin, whatever that particular slot is, I'm going to open it up, and that will be an Old Guy's Choice slot. So, I can pick something that's on the wheel already, or just something that I want. So, I decided to throw a wild card into the wheel this time. And you never know. I could make pizza that night. We'll see.
Yeah.
If I do it, I'm gonna do it all from scratch again, like I did that one time. I'm gonna make the mozzarella. I'm gonna make the dough. I'm gonna make the sausage. I'm gonna make the sauce.
Yep. Steve says Pizza Hut is a joke. And they laughed at that girl putting those mushrooms on there. That was funny.
Oh, it was funny, and it was also you know, it was kind of sad too to see, you know, just such a, you know, for me that could only mean one thing, and that's a lack of training. Um, you, she should have just known better than to do that. And,
Yeah.
and if she did know better and didn't do it, then she just should have just been fired. But my guess is she just didn't get trained right.
Eli says, I've been thinking about taking an Amtrak to Colorado Springs.
Cool. Well, I don't know if that would stop anywhere around here. Go via Grand Junction, we could pick you up and you could hang out for a day or two
Yep.
and then continue on.
Scott says he can make amazing mushroom soup.
Oh man, mushroom soup. I used to make a Parmesan mushroom soup when I had my restaurant, and oh man, you talk about good soup. You'd blow your socks off. Well, I don't know. It wouldn't blow your socks off. What if you're not wearing socks?
Travis says, so you have a lot of experience making pizza since you've owned one?
Yeah, I'd say a little bit. A little bit, yeah. I've made a couple pizzas. One or two.
Scott said that would be a fun trip for Eli.
Say what?
Scott said that would be a fun trip for Eli.
Oh, it would. It absolutely would. You get these these onions, a little bit of a head start on these mushrooms. I just want to get just that little bit of caramelization on them. And then I'll throw the mushrooms in. And like I said, some of these will remain in the pan. The rest of it's going to come out. I'll let it cool for a few minutes, and then I'm going to grate some fresh Swiss cheese into the mushrooms and onion, and that's what I'm going to use to stuff the meatballs with.
John's here.
John! Good evening, John.
Eli's getting ready to clock in. Have a good evening.
Hey, Eli, have a good night, man. Work safe. John, hope you had a good week. We are making stroganoff stuffed meatballs, and we got carrot cake in the oven that's about ready to come out, or at least checked. And that kind of catches you up a little bit. I do got the pasta here to roll out some angel hair to serve the. I think I'm going to do the linguine this time to serve up with the meatballs. I don't know how many I'm going to make. It might be just one each. Yeah, it might be a couple. Okay, that's looking good. Crank that heat up a little bit more. Get the mushrooms. That's gonna be good.
Yep. Ralph said that he wished that they still had passenger trains there. Their train station was demolished a few years ago, and now they only have freight trains.
Ah, bummer. Yeah, I don't know. They don't have train stations everywhere here, like all the big cities.
Yep.
I think. I don't know. The closest big city to us would be Grand Junction, and I don't know that it has a train station. I'm unsure.
An Amtrak?
Yeah,
I think it has an Amtrak.
It might
I'm
have.
not sure.
It might. Okay.
Greg says, and he's back, he had to take his dog out.
That's okay. I understand that. We got our doggies and
Moby the pug. Moby.
Moby. Is that who just came in or what?
No, Moby is his dog's name.
Oh, Moby. That's
Moby the pug.
Moby the pug. Now I remember, yes. You mentioned Moby last week, I think. That's cool. That's a great name, too.
Scott's having some homemade beef chili with cheese, onions, and chicken.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds delicious. Alright. So just real quick, I thought I'd take a second and just give you some of the things that are on the wheel. Don't forget to continue to give Mrs. Old Guy stuff, because eventually it's going to end up right here. So, and time goes by pretty quick.
Travis says, is there any spicy foods on the wheel?
I believe. Let's see here. We have got. Let's start. Who asked that?
Travis.
Travis. Where are you at? We're going to start with you, Travis. Where are you? Travis. We'll start with you. You're on the wheel here with red chili, and that will probably be spicy. We've got tacos, cottage pie, spicy pulled pork, jambalaya, chili in a bread bowl, pancakes and sausage, manicotti with shotgun shells, burrito tacos, shish kebab, a Denver omelet. Let's see what else here. Garlic chicken, either pizza or lasagna. A garbage plate, chicken fried steak, pulled pork spaghetti. Chili chicken, sausage, cabbage rolls. Hang on a minute. Shh. You're interrupting me. Cabbage rolls, chicken Kiev, nacho bake, Italian crepes, kasha blini, chicken and dumplings, the dessert, Ralph, that you mentioned. I don't even know how to say it. Pavlov's dog. Country fried steak. So those are the 24 that are on there right now.
Jared's here.
Hey, Jared. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Greg says that his dog goes to work with him every day and never leaves his side.
That's awesome. Okay, let's see here. Oh, heck. Well, it was nice and puffy, and I thought, oh, well, it looks like it's pretty well done. And so I moved it a little bit, and it just,
Oh.
so, but it was still pretty liquidy, so it may not be a total tragic thing. Dang it. Okay. Mushrooms and
Scott
onions.
said that he thought Swedish meatballs were on the.
Swedish meatballs.
They're on the list, but probably didn't make it to the wheel this time.
Yep. We do have Scott.
Yes.
Let's see, Scott. What did we have down here? It was one of your other requests that made it. Let's see here.
Ralph said thanks for adding it.
Scott.
He said no worries if it's not.
Yeah, you had requested chicken fried steak, and that was just the first one on the list that we came up that we ran across from you. So that's what we went with. Okay. And some of this mushroom and onion coming out, and I'll mix that with the Swiss cheese, and that will be. Whoops! Wait a minute. No. Hey, I'll admit it. I forgot something.
Uh-oh.
I want to put in a little bit of garlic.
Greg says he's hoping pizza's there.
Pizza? Well, it will be. It will be. Because hey, I absolutely love pizza. So, and I like to make it, and it's a fun night when I do it all. So, when I make the mozzarella and everything, it's just.
Scott said, no problem, I'll remember it for the future. Well, it's on the list already, so.
Yeah. It just didn't make the wheel yet.
Yep.
Still got it on the list.
Yeah, we've got several things on the list still that's not
That
on the
didn't
wheel.
make it, yeah. Only got room for 24 at a time, so. And that's going to be roughly half a year. So.
Greg says it would be amazing watching you make pizza from scratch. You are the expert.
I don't know. I'm not going to claim to be an expert, but I can make a good pizza.
Ralph says it goes nicely topped with strawberries and cream. Some people add kiwi fruit, but I find them too sour.
Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense.
Greg says I will crack a beer early on Sunday for the pizza live stream. LOL.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, and you might be prepared because it's going to take time for me to do all of it, to make the sausage, to make the crust, to make the sauce, and to make the cheese. It's going to take a little while. So it'll probably be a stream that might last 3 hours or more. We'll see. The last one, I think, was right about 3 hours. So, and actually that's pretty quick of time if you think about it. That's a lot to make.
It is.
From scratch.
Joshua said they had ham and cheese sliders with honey mustard glaze on the bun.
Wow, that sounds good. This old guy's fond of ham and cheese.
Yep, it's one of my favorites. Greg says he can't wait.
All right, I'm going to spin the wheel here in a minute. Want to let this pan get really nice and hot. We'll deglaze. A little bit of white wine. That's going to reduce to about nothing. I cross my fingers on the cake. All right. Well, let's spin the wheel. See what's coming up week after next. Now, next weekend is a request from Tim at the Crazy Food Show. He just recently, Crazy Food Crew. And so this is a request from him. And now we're going to go for the week after that. Next week, Tim has requested chicken pot pies. I guess I need to say that too. So that's next week. The week after is my brother Doug's request: chili chicken or chicken chili. So Doug, there you go. You got the first pick off the new wheel. Oh, and that reminds me. Okay.
Joshua says his mom would roll up a piece of baby Swiss with some ham for a snack.
That sounds good.
Yep. Johnny Small Pepper's here.
Johnny! Good evening. Old guy. Mr. Pepper, sir, we have just spun the newly filled wheel for the first time. And so, just to inform you, the next 2 weeks, next weekend is chicken pot pie, and the week after that is chicken chili. Okay, that's okay. And tonight, stuffed meatballs, and making a beef stroganoff stuffed meatball. And I guess while that's cooling and that's doing that thing, I'm gonna make the meatballs. And it's not really a meatball in this tradition of a meatball. But it is going to be a ball of meat. Does that count?
Jared says yum.
Okay.
Greg says nice and burning.
Okay. Half a pound of this here ground beef. And all I'm going to do with this is put in some salt and pepper. 2 minutes left on the carrot cake.
Doug?
Doug again?
Hello?
What'd I do, Doug?
He says, what did I do?
Okay, let's get this salt and peppered up here.
Ah, okay. Because I thought you had requested red chili or white chili, either one. Okay, chicken tortilla soup is what
Chicken
it is.
tortilla soup. Oh, okay. We'll just write it down then.
Okay. Very good. We will do that.
Okay. So I guess there's a correction in,
yeah. I got you there.
in the menu, a couple of weeks.
Okay. Bye.
Chicken tortilla soup instead of chicken chili. That sounds okay to me.
Yep.
Either way.
He said they don't care for chicken and chili.
You know, I'm kind of glad because, you know, to be perfectly honest, I don't either. But I would have made it.
Yep. I don't think I've ever tried it. To say I don't like it, but
I've had it a few times. It's not a winner for me. All right.
Greg says that will be the phone ringy.
What's that?
Greg says that will be the phone reggy.
Yes, it would. Okay.
Travis requested strawberry cream cheese pancakes.
Okay. Write it down.
You gotta come this way, Polly.
Now see, that was Travis. This old guy.
Yes.
Travis, you might get lucky.
Come like you want.
John requested pancakes and sausage. Now, there's nothing that says I couldn't make them cream cheese with blueberry
Strawberry cream.
or strawberry.
Yep.
So, but that's the trick is for me to remember it. But it's going to get written down regardless. Okay. Yeah, it stayed filled down. That's okay. This is old guy.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're gonna have Mrs. Old Guy set this outside. It is pretty chilly out there, and it hopefully will cool that cake fairly quickly. Okay, so before I get on more with this meatball, here's that Swiss cheese I was telling you about, and I'm just gonna grate some of this up to mix in with those mushrooms.
Eli said, lucky tonight I can wear earbuds, so I won't be watching, just listening in case there is any oh no's, lol.
Yeah, I guess you never know when there might be an oh no.
Greg says, lol, hiccups. I did for a minute. Ralph says there was a chicken farm fire in New Zealand recently and about 50K chickens died.
That's a bummer.
And Greg said, oh my god, the cake.
Yeah, the cake's okay.
It'll be good.
It'll be good. Yep. It's done. Okay, there's that.
Johnny said, been a series of chicken facility fires nationwide. 7 of them.
Yep, and there's been a lot of new rules about chicken eggs too. They can't be like here in Colorado. The eggs have to be sourced from a place that gives the chickens more room. So X amount of feet per chicken, and so that's another reason why we get to pay $8 a dozen eggs.
Travis requested hot and sour soup.
Okay. Do that. Okay, like I said, I'm just going to split some of these mushrooms and onions up. We'll leave those in for the sauce. And this will go in for the meatballs. And are we hot still? Yeah. I'm going to give those just another minute to cool down so that the cheese doesn't melt a whole lot. I don't want it to melt much, if any, before I get it into the fryer, which is how I'm going to cook them.
Greg says, free fried chicken? I'm
Free
coming
fried
over.
chicken.
And
Yeah.
he says, oh my god, the white cow just entered.
How you doing, Chumley?
And then Steve said, probably done intentionally to raise the price on poultry.
Oh, probably. There's all kinds of reasons.
Yep.
We don't want you to eat chickens. You're cruel to chickens. So we're going to burn 50,000 of them up.
Steve said, nothing human disgusts him.
All right.
Cage-free eggs, I think, is what the new rule is here.
Yeah, cage-free eggs.
You gotta be cage-free.
All right. Let's finish up here. We cool down some. Just gonna give this a quick mix with my hands.
Careful there, Polly. What are you doing, Chum?
Okay. Oh yeah. That's gonna be delicious. Might have a little more stuffing than I do meatball, but we'll see.
Silly boy. Chum.
Grab a spoon. Okay.
Ralph said, yep, not allowed battery hens here either. And Greg says, where is my favorite doggy?
His favorite doggy? If you're referring to Mr. Chumley. And not your
He's sitting under the table.
bug. Chumley's under the table. Because his back leg is hurt, he's not going to be jumping up and saying hi, unfortunately.
Yep.
Okay. I think I'm just going to do 2 meatballs, 1 each, and just make them good sized. Okay, so plastic wrap. This makes it really easy to get it even.
Greg said, yes, Mr. Trumlin.
Even. He is a good boy. Chumley the Wonder Dog. Spread this out. You don't want to go too thin with these. I found that out with stuffing meatballs. Okay.
Greg says, oh, poor puppy.
Yeah, I hate to see him hurt. Definitely. Okay. Now we're going to scoop in some of the onion and cheese and mushrooms. Try to get roughly half of that in there. That looks about right. And I'll just use this plastic wrap to kind of help bring it up. Come on.
Greg says, focus now.
Yeah. No oh no's. This is not an appropriate time for an oh no.
No, it's not.
Okay, so I'm just having to pack that cheese down in there too a little bit. A little bit more here. Just take it in my hand now. Trick is to work that ground meat around the whole thing here without making it so thin that it doesn't hold anything. Make sure it doesn't have any like real holes in it. Okay, one down, one to go. These are gonna be good.
Greg says, just wow.
Okay. There we go. Now we'll see if I can get the rest of this mix in here. Maybe, maybe not.
These are going to be good, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
It's gonna be delish. Alright, same thing.
What? Chum chum.
Kind of smash that filling down. Wrap this meat around it. Almost there. Okay.
Oh, you're okay. You're just okay.
Alright. When I was first thinking about doing this, the idea of I first thought about just putting all the gravy, mushrooms and all that into the meatball. But I knew there would be no way that that would work, that I could squeeze ground meat around a liquid gravy. That just would not work very well. Okay. Let's get this out of the way.
Polly heard you whistle and she sure looked.
I bet. Okay. So, a little bit of flour in here. And I'm going to use some Original Gangsta. It's a seasoning mix from Miller Savory, Miller Spicy Thyme, I think. Miller Spicy Thyme. Doggone it. Chris Miller, nice guy, has this spice company. Anyway, this is one of his seasonings, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that into the flour. Just gotta mix it in there some.
Greg says, OMG, this is going to be so good.
I am looking forward to it. You know it. I guess I'll use this to put them on. All right. And as always, you know, I've heard the wet hand, dry hand thing when doing this. And I say left hand, right hand, forehand, backhand, sleight of hand. It doesn't matter as long as it gets done. So I'm just going to coat these with egg wash and flour, and I'll do that a couple of times. Just so we get a decent coating on there, but I didn't want to use breadcrumbs and make like a super thick outer shell. But I do want to put something there that'll protect it and keep it from losing the cheese as it cooks. So this should make a nice little sealed package. You can let that sit for just a second, let it give it a chance to do its thing, and then I'll do some more. What else I gotta go get? I finished making the pasta.
Yeah.
Get the water going, and I'll finish out the the gravy. And then I figured, since the cream cheese frosting isn't going to take a terribly long time, I'll do that after we eat dinner. So let that carrot cake an extra
Greg
time.
says, I can't watch. I'm so hungry.
Well, I thought you said you were having some Wagyu burgers or something. Don't be hungry. Eat something. You're at home. Well, don't be hungry on my account. Okay. One more time. Another egg bath and then into the flour. Make sure that is fully coated.
Ralph says, what suggested stream has been the worst cleanup so far?
The pizza, by far. When I made the cheese and everything,
Yep.
the kitchen was frickin' destroyed.
There's been a couple times it's been pretty destroyed, but I don't remember what they were exactly.
Yeah, I definitely remember the pizza one because they're. Yeah, that's a good question, Ralph, and that's my answer. Is
Better, Chumley.
the last time I made pizza. All right, get this last meatball covered up here.
Greg says, yeah, that is after I go down to weed out the forest with my weed eater.
Ah, okay. All right. Let that, whoop. Touch it with wet hands. Okay. Let those sit for a little bit. Actually, I might as well just use this flour. It is time to roll out the pasta. Roll out the pasta. Dry my hands off. Dry my pasta maker off now. Okay.
Greg says, work first, rewards later.
Yep, I guess so.
Yep.
That's why right now, all this work into making dinner. I'm gonna want some kind of reward, like the chance to eat it. Let's get that water going. Turn into seawater. This is over here. Just gonna kind of set myself a little bit up for
Come here, Chum Chum.
making gravy and whatnot. Okay.
Come here, Chumley.
Pasta sat plenty long enough.
Greg said exactly.
Yes, sir. I don't mind cooking. People ask if I do all the cooking, and then I do about half the cooking. This old guy does the other half.
I'm just not as good as he is, so we get.
Well, she says that,
That's
but if she
good.
applied herself a little bit, she'd be just every bit as good
Come
as
here, Chum
as
Chum.
all of you. Okay.
Darn thing.
Well, it's all right. It was a little bit thick right there.
Greg's just making the pasta. Just wow.
Love the pasta. And really, making it is super simple. And these pasta machines are not expensive. But you can buy expensive ones, but just a general
Chumley, come.
regular one like this one, we picked one up for under $50.
Yeah. Chumley, come.
And if you use it like we do, it's worth every penny.
Yep.
Nothing like making it yourself. I've made pasta lots of times before I had this. Just had to use a rolling pin, and
Yep.
it doesn't get it quite as thin or as even. You have some that are thicker than others, and whatnot. But hey, that's what it is.
Steve says, could you get behind some Golden Girls?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean exactly. Are you talking about the TV show or what?
Ralph says, wonder if anyone has ever thought to make a pasta machine that feeds back into itself.
Well, what would be the purpose of that?
To feed it back into itself, to keep rolling
Oh,
it
to
or
keep
to
rolling
cut
it out.
or...
Yeah, well, they make pasta machines that as it extrudes the pasta, it's already ready to go. You don't have to do it again.
And Steve said, yeah. Or yes. To your
To Golden Girls. Well, I don't get the reference. I just... Well, don't take that down yet.
Wait, what is your problem?
Come on. A little bit off the edge here. It's just... Come on. Let me readjust this darn thing. Like I said before, this table doesn't have much of a lip for this thing to hold on to. All right. Don't want to make it too long. That's about right. All right. Here comes the linguine. Linguine, just like that. What do you know?
Yay.
Love these little gadgets. Beautiful. Let's get another one cut. Woohoo! Woof woof to you too, Polly. All right, let me get this out of my way. Crash. Ugh. All right. That looks all right. Let's give this a quick wipe off. Coming together, guys. Coming together.
Ralph says, not nice here in poor Chumley in pain.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Poor guy. What can you do, you know? Could have took him to the vet this week, but I really don't think it would have helped anything. He hasn't got any broken bones. If it's a strained muscle, there's not much they can do about that. Maybe give him something for pain. I can give him aspirin for that. So, but if it turns out to be something more like a tendon or a ligament, I don't think I'd be able to afford to be able to have it fixed anyway. So, unfortunately, and I really don't think that's it. I think he just really strained himself, stepped wrong or something. So
Might have hit a hole.
Yep. So, he'll be all right though.
Yep, I'm sure he will. He is doing better, so.
He is. It's not like not like there's been no improvement.
He just whines a lot.
He does. He's a whiner boy. All right.
Just like our other Chumley was.
So yeah. This fantastic Farberware fryer. Let's get some water in here. Cup or so. Got some of this beef stock. Get some of that mixed in here.
Drake says Chumley's fine.
Meatballs. Now that they've sat for a few minutes, I'm pretty sure that they are sealed up enough to fry without losing their cheese. Okay, that's rocking.
Here went our Polly girl. Here she is.
There's Polly. Meatballs are cooking. The sauce is gonna get finished up here directly. Ooh, cornstarch here.
Polly don't eat that. That's not for her. They're not for you, sister.
Water's almost ready to boil. Milk.
Drake says, gorgeous puppy. She is. She's a good girl, too.
Hang on. Come on. I have an uncooperative ball here. Roll over. Thank you. Okay. I couldn't get the darn thing to roll over. Looking okay so far.
Joshua asked how the weather's been out here.
Cold. that's Best answer I got for you.
Yeah.
It's winter in the Rockies, so a nice day is in the 40s. So we get a few of them now and then, but most of the time it's in the 20s and 30s, sometimes in single digits and teens. These little weather systems come and go, so
Yep, in a couple more days, we'll be getting snow again for a couple of days.
yep. That's just kind of how it rocks around here. Alright, I'm going to make myself a little cornstarch slurry.
Ralph says, on my walks with Bobby, she always barks at the same tree. He can't figure out why.
No telling.
Maybe
She must-
she just don't like it.
Yeah, she must see something there or sense something there that she don't like. Getting a little crackage there.
Uh-oh.
Might be alright though. We'll see. We'll see. Stir up the cornstarch and whatnot. Thicken this up a little bit. Grab some milk that I already pulled out. A little bit more. Oh yeah, it's coming together. Meatballs are doing all right. They don't seem to be blowing out any cheese, at least not yet.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, and they're close to being done, so that's another bonus.
Yeah.
And last but not least, some sour cream in there. I'll determine if it's enough or not. If it's not, I got another container. Alright. Get that mixed in. Got the heat shut off. Last thing to do is to cook the pasta and get it plated up.
Greg told Ralph, believe it or not, dogs live through their noses, second his ears, and then eyes.
Oh yeah.
He goes, hence why we have drug sniffer dogs.
That's right. That is exactly right, because they can sure sniff it out.
Ralph said they meant to have a cyclone heading their way, but it sounds like it will mainly affect the north.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Hope it misses you guys.
All right. Cut in some spring onions, or as we call them, green onions. Just the tops. All right. So let's get that pasta cooking. Water's just now coming to a boil. Nice. This is gonna be good.
Scott says random, but they train dogs to sniff out fake diamonds and diamonds that have been damaged but repaired. Well, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, they've got dogs that can sniff out illnesses in people too. So,
Yeah.
like some types of skin cancer and stuff like that. Get these stirred up a little bit. beautiful. These meatballs will stay pretty warm. They look good. I'll probably drop them down just for another like few seconds just before I'm ready to serve it. And I'll give you guys a peek, of course, and I'll see if I can cut a meatball open for you, and we'll see together how well it worked, and whether or not that cheese is melty and gooey, and it looks delicious when it opens up. So we'll do that here in a minute. Pasta takes 3 minutes or 4.
Ralph told Scott that's cool. Didn't know that they could do that, and he goes, "I know people can be turned into diamonds, though."
People can be turned into diamonds? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Ashes.
Scott said he heard something about that.
You can just use me for worm food.
This is going to be good, I bet.
I think so too.
Sounds really good.
It does. We'll give a taste of that gravy. Ooh. That tastes really good. All right. Nope. Use the strainer. Make it easy on myself. I do believe that pasta is ready. If it'd let me grab one. All right. Clumsily try and drain this without losing all of them. Woo! I managed to get most of them in there.
Well, that's a good thing.
Okay. Okay, let's drop those down again. Hopefully get that outside crispy a little bit.
Scott said another random thing, but got my turnout gear today for volunteering. Excited to start training.
Awesome, man. That is way cool.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. A little bit more from this little guy. Looking good. Pasta's in the bowl. Meat balls are done. Let them drain just a little bit here.
Those are huge meatballs.
Yeah. That's why I'm only giving you one.
Yep, that's a good thing.
All right, let's put some sauce on the top of these.
Yum.
Try not to cover that one quite as much. There you go, Mrs. O'Day. Mm-hmm. And I'll get this light going, see if I can give you guys a look at this.
Ralph says it's really cool that you do these live streams. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And Scott says, curious, are you a fan of gummy worms?
I'm sure I like gummy worms. Okay, gummy candies as long as they're fresh. I don't care for them if they're a little stale. Can you?
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Okay, let's give it a cut, guys. Let's break that open. Can you see that cheese melting?
Yeah, that looks
Look
good.
at that. All right. That looks like dinner to me. Okay. Lights off.
Greg says, now look, I'm sorry, Madam Tom. If that was me, you wouldn't get that serving. It would be all mine.
The aroma is nice. All right. Let's try a bite of this. Look at that. Can you see that cheese pulled? Nice little sauce on there. Mmm. That's really tasty.
Scott said, just got a really fresh bag of gummy worms. They are delicious.
Yep, gummy candies are good as long as they're fresh. I don't care for ones that have, been kind of drying out for about a week. They're really super chewy. Mmm.
This is really good.
Wow. Okay. I'm getting all kinds of flavors and how do I want to put it? It's like I'm eating several different dishes at the same time. I get that gravy with the nice stroganoff flavor, the mushrooms and the onions. Of course, they're adding to that. The beef with it is excellent, and then the cheese. When you get a bite of the cheese along with the burger and the onion and the mushroom, it's kind of like a cross between a mushroom cheeseburger and a Swedish meatball. It's really good. I'm really enjoying this one. Heck yeah.
Steve wants to know what's your favorite beef jerky flavor?
My favorite beef jerky flavor?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that's just going to be a regular beef jerky, plain, I guess, or, maybe peppered, whatever, a plain regular beef jerky flavor is. Just kind of a smoked. I know it sounds boring, but more gravy. Gravy. This won't take long, guys, and we'll get started on that dessert. I tell you, there's been a few weeks where, I've eaten most of or some of dinner and then moved right along to the dessert. These last few weeks, I've eaten the whole dinner. It's just too dang good to stop eating. Salt and pepper. Man, this is good.
Ralph asked Scott where he was volunteering at, and Ralph said that he volunteers for writing for the disabled.
Cool.
So Scott asked him what that was for sure.
That's awesome.
If it was like horses or something.
Mm-hmm.
Greg says, just yum. Please, I'm so hungry. Cheese bowl.
Wow. Really tasty.
Mm-hmm.
The pasta came out good, as always. Yep, yep, yep. And one meatball is plenty.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I'll be lucky to eat all this.
Mm. I'm glad that I just used flour instead of using flour and then breadcrumbs, because I think that would have made it a bit too heavy. You know, I think that doing the flour was just right, just enough to give it a little bit of a crispy shell and to help hold it together to make sure that it, you know, didn't lose contents. And I'm real happy with that, because I absolutely hate when I do things like this that have cheese in it and it explodes out into my fryer oil. It's like, kiss that batch oil goodbye. Stir it up.
Scott says my homemade chili is pretty good, but I bet I think I would trade.
Mm. I like chili all right, so I might trade you. Mm.
Ralph said yes, it is riding horses.
Mhm.
Disabled kids.
And that's a perfect example of what I mean by giving back. When I ask you guys to do that at the end of the streams, oh, this is really good.
It is.
Gut geschmeckt.
Good idea.
Well, yeah. Mm. Thank you, Tom. Mm. That was delicious. Mm. Give myself a big hug. Yep, yep, yep. The gravy on this is really tasty.
Scott says, how's Chum's leg doing? He wasn't feeling so good last week.
Nope, not feeling any better. Well, a little better this week. Last Saturday night he wasn't putting any pressure at all on his leg. Now he's walking around with a limp.
Yeah.
So he's applying pressure to it. So, and I massage his leg 3, 4, 5 times a day. He likes it too. He'll just stand there and let me massage the muscles on his leg.
Greg says, my Sunday is complete. Thank you and madam and gentlemen to get on the way with my day. God bless, and off to the outback with the weed eater.
Well, Greg, hey man, thank you for tuning me in, especially from, halfway across the world. I appreciate that a whole bunch. I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Be safe out there. Watch out for a lot of critters out there that can get you, from what I hear. So watch out for them. I hope the rest of you guys hang out for a little bit more. We're going to bust into that carrot cake. I know I'm going to be running a little bit long tonight. That's okay.
Greg said, LOL, thank you, Tom. Hugs right back.
Thank you, sir. Be safe out there, absolutely. Whoop, yep. It's top-notch dinner, guys.
It is. It's really good.
If you want to make something different for a stuffed meatball, this isn't a half bad idea. This is really, really good. This old guy, real quick, would you just look to see what Chris Miller, the channel name for Chris? I just want, for you folks that are here in the U.S., if you would like to give Chris Miller's spice mixes a try, I highly recommend them. They're really good. And he's got a whole bunch of them, ranging from just some nice savory stuff to really hot. So, and a lot in between. So, Mr. Old Guy is gonna hopefully put a link up to his channel, and from there, I'm sure you'll find the information that you'll need to order his product.
So, what do you think it's called?
Miller? Something or other. Spicy thyme or something along that line. I've got a really long list of channels that I'm subscribed to. So it's going to take me this little guy a second to find it, but I'm really, if nothing else, I hope you guys will go check
Miller
out the
Time Spicy Warrior.
Miller Time Spicy Warrior. So, Ms. Old Guy, gonna put a link in there for you guys. And I can taste that seasoning that I put in that flour, by the way. That I didn't mention that, but.
Greg says ticks and leeches, LOL, and wallabies.
Wallabies. I saw a little video clip of a guy. I don't know, maybe if he was in the outback or not, but a kangaroo was hurting his dog, so he ran out and punched the kangaroo, gave him a good right hook. Was that you?
Ralph said, ever heard of the hot cheese gun?
Is it like a hot glue gun? You just like squeeze hot cheese like onto bread or cracker?
Greg says, P.S. I love the shorts you're doing. Very smart and funny.
Thank you. I have fun doing them.
Scott says, wow, you cleaned that plate fast.
I'm hungry. Well, here lately, I've been trying to cut back on the amount of carbs I eat during the week. So mostly meat and vegetables all week. And, when I get, a little cheat like some pasta, yum.
Eli says, I'm hearing OG enjoying some good food, and I'm over here with my protein bar, LOL.
Leave alive. Oh my God. That's so good.
Greg says, unfortunately, yes, and no one puts Moby in the corner.
Funny. Wow.
Suppose you want cake?
Outstanding. Man, that was good. Sure. Hopefully it's cooled down enough to where I can get some frosting on it. cream cheese frosting. And I have some mascarpone left from the other night, so I'm going to add that into it too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How are we doing here? Oh yeah, plenty cooled enough. Cake's definitely done. Oh boy. One sec, folks.
Steve says, I find it crazy asparagus in a can is more expensive than fresh.
I know, isn't that weird? Well, I guess it makes sense because canned is, you know, it's got to go through processing and canning. And then the guy's got to make some money doing it.
Lisa's here.
Hey, Lisa! We just got through eating some Swedish meatballs. No, Swedish meatball. Beef stroganoff stuffed meatballs. And oh man, they were so good. And right now I'm fixing to make some cream cheese frosting.
Scott said, super glad the carrot cake won. That's my favorite kind of cake.
Awesome. Well, it's coming into the home stretch too.
Greg says 35 degrees Celsius out here today. I walked out and walked back inside.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll be out later, I think, when it cools down a bit.
Yeah, that's pretty toasty. It's toasty. Alright. You got the old cream cheese, yeah? Gotta grab some powdered sugar. Throw that in there. And the rest of the mascarpone. It's going to be delicious. Every bit as delicious as dinner. And dinner was mighty delicious.
Yeah, it is.
Bag. Now the one thing about powdered sugar, it's almost worse than the flour. It's just going to go everywhere as soon as I turn this mixer on. Try and do this. Mix it a little bit by hand. See if I can get it to at least not do that so much.
Greg says, I'll just stay here and play some World of Warcraft and GTA 5 online.
There you go. That's right. Play some games.
Wild Man said, hi, Tom.
Well, man, oh! Let's throw this mascarpone in here.
Greg says, watching you good people.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you stayed.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to throw in a little bit of vanilla. Mix it up again. The rest of that mascarpone in there. Woo. Try to get what I can out of this bowl. And they were some mighty tasty cream horns, I'm telling you.
Greg says, I mean, I have to watch the cake presentation.
Well, that's going to be happening pretty darn quick. Woohoo!
Scott says, random, has anyone seen the new remake of All Quiet on the Western Front
No, I didn't know they had a new remake out.
on Netflix? He keeps hearing it was really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I have not.
I ate too fast. Now I got hiccups.
Yeah. Well, hold your breath and drink some water with the upside down.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get that off of there. All right. Yummy. Okay. Grab the BRS, the big red spatula.
Greg says a big LOL. Yay.
Oh my.
That's a lot of frosting on
It's okay. It's not overly sweet.
there. Greg says, oh my God, you legend.
Let's spread that out. And it's not going to be that thick by the time I get it spread out on the cake here. I never was and will be or admit to being any kind of cake decorator. Other than a bad one. Okay. Try to somewhat evenly get this spread out here.
Wild Man said that he'd like to have a bit of cake.
Well,
And Greg says anxiety is building.
by the time it would get there, less.
Yeah, it might not be too good.
Might not. Okay.
Greg says anxiety is building. Please help me.
I don't know what to do because the more I go, the more anxiety is going to build.
Scott said when I was a kid, my dad made icing for a cake once, and there was maybe 2 cups of frosting left over. I watched TV and ate the rest of it. I got sick and couldn't stand the smell of icing afterwards.
I had the same thing happen with me, only it was with tequila. Oh wait, that's different. Okay. And that carrot cake looks bomb. You still have your fork.
I do.
How about that?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll grab my fork that I did not leave. Let's get a look at the cake for you guys. Okay. Carrot cake.
There you go. Yep.
Look at that frosting, that cream cheese, and the mascarpone. Oh. Delicious.
He says, look at the spoon, oh my God, please. Looks amazing.
Nope.
Scott said, looks amazing. Greg said, yay.
Carrot is kicking. All right, well, let's hope the anxiety level doesn't go too high for you. Because I'm fixing to try some of this cake.
Greg says, oh my God, what is that animal down by the fridge? Oh, our cat? Greg says, love the cake.
Me too. This is outstanding. Mm.
He says, is it a bobcat?
No. Just a gnarly old crusty house cat. She's filthy dirty right now. She's been hunting mice under the house. And this house was a company house for coal miners. So underneath the house is just nothing but coal dust and gnarly old mice and spiders. And so she'll go down there and spend 2 or 3 days and come back looking like she'd been through a tornado.
She's never been very good at cleaning herself either afterwards.
An old gnarly old mountain cat.
Lisa says, hey Tom, I didn't know you had a cat.
Mm-hmm. Her name is Missy, by the way. Constantly chased and harassed by the dogs, so this is one cat that does not dominate the dogs. Most cats do. Her, not so much. But then again, American Bulldogs don't back down like a lot of other dogs do, so Polly will take one in the nose. She'll definitely get scratched, and I mean, she's bleeding.
Yep.
Still don't care. What? Who? I just want to play. Did you hear that snore?
Yeah.
Chumling.
Polly thinks her and the cat are best friends.
Oh, Lisa and Wildman, just so you know, the wheel has been filled, and we got your names and requests up here, so, or at least one of your requests. So, just thought I'd let you know. We did a spin already, and next week is Tim's chicken pot pie, and then the week after that, don't tell me, I'm going to see if I can remember what I just spun for. Chicken tortilla soup.
Yep.
There you have that.
Lisa said that's a nice name for the cat.
It is. She's a good kitty.
Ralph says, what do you call a cat on a boat?
What?
A bobcat.
A
Bad joke, but I just thought of it.
Bobcat. Here's one. You've seen videos or whatever of scuba divers. You know, they sit on the edge of the boat and they fall off backwards. Do you know why they fall off the boat backwards? Why do divers fall off of the boat backwards? I'm going to wait till somebody says I don't know. Or gives another answer than I'm looking for. I know there's a little time delay, so I'll wait for that answer.
Steve says, could I suggest Oreo dirt dessert with gummy worms?
You can?
Scott says, I miss that snore. My dog would shake the house when he snored. It was, if it was turned just right. And Greg says, your doggies would never let a cat in? Or you're number 1 and they are both number 2. Puss in Boots and it's Puss in Boots. It's number 3. Lisa said, thank you. Steve said, cool, you have a cat. Greg says, why? I split the goggles.
Okay, so why? Because you split the goggles.
Spit in the goggles.
Oh, spit.
Sorry.
Well, still, that doesn't answer why they fall backwards off of the boat.
Ralph said so they land head first.
No.
Scott said so when you hit the water, it doesn't rip your mask. It doesn't rip your mask and breathing regulator out of your mouth.
Well, there's that too, but the obvious one, the most obvious one, is because if they fell forward, they would still be in the boat. That's why they fall backwards. Okay.
Somebody wants dessert. Thinks he gets cake.
Oh boy.
Scott's LOL.
Just saying. That's what I've always heard anyway.
Greg's laughing at your joke.
Tell that to your buddies. Do you know why we fall backwards out of the boat?
Ralph's laughing. I'm sorry, Chumley, you don't get no cake. But I'll give you a treat in a minute.
Wow. Just can't say enough about the cake. It turned out really, really good. Despite the fact that the center fell because they opened the door. It's still a pretty light and airy cake. It's got a nice crumb to it. Very moist. I'm loving it. One of the reasons why I like carrot cake so much.
Yeah. Turned out really good. Nice and moist. Greg says you make me laugh. Scott says, have you ever gone scuba diving?
No, I haven't. Never lived, well, I did live in California for a while, but scuba and stuff like that just, I guess it just never occurred to me at the time. It wasn't really something, I guess, that I was interested in, so I spent most of my off time in bars chasing local women, so that's what I did in California most of the time.
Greg said, thanks for the laugh.
Oh, well, anytime.
That was a huge piece of cake. Now I'm really full.
I'm sorry.
Steve said, the one place you would like to visit.
The one place I would like to visit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. Well, geez, there's more than one place, so that's, I can maybe give you the top three. One would be a return visit back to Italy. I'd like to see, have Mrs. Olguy check out Rome and the Colosseum and some of the ruins and the Appia Way. And I'd also love to go to Crete. I would love to check out Crete. We'd like to go to Australia. In fact, we had planned on moving to Australia, so at the very least, we would like to go visit.
Yeah.
I'd like to take Mrs. Olguy to Germany. I'd like to go back to Germany. I guess do a little European tour with Mrs. Olguy. But there's a lot of places I'd like to go.
Ralph says, I remember a birthday cake years ago which Mom cooked with coins in it.
Oh, break your tooth.
Greg says, I would love to visit you guys and hands-on make pasta.
That would be great. You should try it. It's not difficult. A little bit of flour, some egg, you mix it together, Let it sit for a few minutes. As long as it's moist and somewhat elastic, you're going to be okay. That's pretty much all that's required. It can't be too dry. But you don't need a pasta machine. Just roll it out with a rolling pin. Cut it. You know, if you got a steady hand, do it thin. If you not so steady and you want wide egg noodles, cut them like that.
Big Chungus is here.
Big Chungus. Wow. Hey, great name. Welcome to Old Guy's Kitchen Saturday night. We are coming up on the end of things. But what goes on Saturday nights, I cook what you guys have requested. It comes up on my wheel here. I spin it and I cook it for you guys. Same thing with desserts. They get voted on the community tab every week. And this week was carrot cake. And tonight's dinner was Swedish meat. No, not. I keep saying Swedish meatball. It was beef stroganoff stuffed meatballs, and man, they were outstanding. So, welcome to Old Guy's Kitchen. I hope the rest of you folks are giving him a welcome. What part of the country are you from, or are you in the U.S.? I don't need addresses or anything. Just a general metropolitan area will work.
Lisa says, "Hey Tom, have you ever heard of tomato soup cake?"
Tomato soup cake. No, I did make ketchup and mustard cake. Ketchup cake. So I imagine tomato one would be good. The ketchup one was surprisingly good. I didn't think it would be at all good, but it was actually pretty good. Pretty tasty.
Ralph said, "Don't forget to add New Zealand to your tour bucket list."
Oh yeah, I'd love to go to New Zealand too.
Yep.
Dude, like I said, there's, if I could just travel the world, that would be great. But that takes a little more. It's chump change to pay to go for a world round trip, and this chump doesn't have that kind of change.
Greg says, "You're most welcome here."
Oh, I'd love to go. Absolutely.
And he says, "You blow my mind, both of you."
Well, I don't know how mind blowing I am, but I do appreciate the accolade. Boy, here I am, just overflowing in hubris.
Big Chungus, how do you feel about a special ingredient? I once made a potent batch of butter and made the greatest cheesy fried potatoes ever.
Butter, special butter? You meaning like cannabis butter?
A potent batch of butter.
Potent batch of, I would imagine you're talking about some cannabis butter. I've had lots of things that used it, but most of the time I didn't care for the flavor of it just because it had too much of the chlorophyll kind of taste for my liking. Now, if it was a butter that was a little cleaner in flavor and didn't have quite so much of the green chlorophyll that ends up getting sucked out of it, then I would probably use it and like it a lot better. But hope that answers your question. Okay.
He said that he was born in Middle Tennessee, and yes, your subscriptions have been lovely. I stay in Iowa now, though soon to move to Indiana with my fiance. How about you?
Oh, cool. Well, I'm in Colorado. We live on the western slope of Colorado, so if you look at a map and you see Denver and everything, we're on the other side of the mountains. Very quiet, small little coal mining town. We got about 100 houses. In fact, we're not even classified as a town. We are a coal mining camp. There's nothing here. No businesses, nothing. Unless you want to count the water district as a business, the people that supply us with water. So,
Yep, post office.
yeah, the post office. Yeah, that's kind of a business. That's it. That is it here. But we like it. It's very quiet, and it's a trade-off. You know, there's the convenience of living in a big city or a city. You know, just down the road to the gas station or to the grocery. You know, it's a little bit different for us. You know, it's 20 miles round trip to get anything, and 40 miles round trip if we want to go to a bigger store. So wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Lisa said that tomato soup cake is like a spice cake. Ralph said that he likes the weed taste. Kind of tastes like catnip.
Okay.
And Big Chungus says the flavor is really hit ya and miss a lot for folk. I love it honestly. My sister was born in Colorado Springs. I visited once sometime of the caves when the wildfires were bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's too bad. If you're talking about when part of Colorado Springs caught fire and burned up,
Yeah.
about 10, 12 years ago, something like that. Yeah, that was really horrible. We've had a couple fires like that. One there in Colorado Springs, and another one up here in Erie, Lafayette, Longmont area. Don't remember for sure what towns, but several cities were burnt, part of them.
Greg says, haha, those vicious cows walking around you, that tail could break a jaw.
Hey man, his tail is like a steel bar, you know, or chain whip.
Scott says that's a drive, but would be worth it. I would think.
Oh yeah. Wow, that was really good. I gotta get something to drink. Do you need a water?
No, I've got soda.
All right.
Big Chungus says if your neighbors complain when you piss off the porch, they're too close.
That's a fact. That wouldn't want to come out of the package. Jeez. All right, folks. Well, next week we have got chicken pot pie on the menu. And the dessert, of course, will be voted on by you folks. The choices will be put up. I'll probably do that tomorrow. Get the new week's choices for desserts up on the list. And that's what I'll do. And the following week, we have chicken tortilla soup. That should be pretty tasty.
Yep.
Looking forward to making that. And I think I'm going to roll out of here. We're running about 30 minutes long, and that's okay. I absolutely love doing this stream. It is something that I look forward to every week. It actually is the highlight of this old guy's week. I love to plan for this. I like to think of new ways to do some old dishes that have, that come up. So. And we've also had some things that we've never had before, which has been really fun also. There was a couple that we didn't like so much. Miso chicken was one of them. But, it was fun to try it and make it. And now I can say I've had it. So we really appreciate your input on, these meals for us to cook. And as always, I'm going to ask you to please give back to your community a little bit, somehow, some way. Help out a neighbor. If you live in an area where you get snow, help a neighbor out, help shovel his walk. If you live in an area where it's nice and warm or whatever, you got a neighbor that's their gutters need cleaning, or something. Just go help out a neighbor. If you can't do that, maybe help out a local food bank or soup kitchen or something. Just give back some way in your community, okay? I'm going to get out of here. Mrs. Old Guy, anything last?
Everybody saying goodbye.
Okay. everybody, really, thank you ever so much. I will see you next Saturday night. Chicken pot pie. Y'all take care. Bye now.
So Ralph